Hello friends, and welcome back to my allotment plot. In this episode I will give you an update on how things are growing on my allotment plot, as well as some harvests including spinach, chard and some potatoes. Just look at this melon climbing up this arch, and as you can see with these tendrils, it's wrapped them around the arch in order to push the plant further to continue to grow and climb. And here is another melon on the ground. If this takes, this will be my very first watermelon. Amazing. We have chili peppers, and this variety is called Hot Banana. Should be a long yellow one. And here is an explosion of colour from my lilies. Absolutely stunning. So I've just arrived at my allotment plot and the jackdaws are super noisy this morning. On my right, you can see that there are a few rows of potatoes. One of the rows have yellowed, which is a sign that they may be ready to harvest. So later in this episode, we'll be harvesting some. Sweet corn where I've cleared my onions, and I'll give this lot a good water. This is a bell pepper and it's called tequila. So I think it's a black bell pepper. This reminds me of a really bad dad joke. Why did the Mexican throw his wife over a balcony? Tequila. Sorry, I know it's a bad one. This is a marrow. Let me show you. There's fruit. Yay! Lovely and striking. And what I'm going to do is actually just pick the whole lettuce with the roots, and then what I'll do is I'll just soak it at home, the roots, so that the lettuce lasts a bit longer. And we just regularly harvest it whilst it's in a jar of water. So that's that. I'm literally just gonna take this home and soak this in a jar of water, but yeah, that's a nice huge lettuce there for us. Now it's time to harvest some of this spinach. Now, my spinach that I transplanted is over there, and as you can see, it bolted. This is a spinach from seed, and it's done really well. So ready for its first harvest. What I'm going to do is just take the tops off, and then it will grow again. some nice chard to pick as well. Look at that. Lovely. We later cooked the spinach and had it in a spinach and vegetable curry, and it was absolutely amazing.
It looks like there's a lot of spinach, but it will reduce really drastically anyway.
I love spinach, and especially when it's homegrown, it just makes it all the more rewarding. The marrow, courgette. It's doing really well, this one. And we've got another plant next to it that's almost got one that's ready to harvest, and loads coming on as well. It's great. And Black Beauty courgette. Here's the tiny onions that I've finished picking. Do you think I'll get away with it if I said to my wife that I planted shallots this year? And then there's the garlic. Also just picked some fresh raspberries from the plot. Nice harvest. And there's loads more to come. And the tomato bed. And the leeks over here, a closer look. They're doing really well. They are doing quite well in here. This is just so exciting, seeing these tomatoes starting to take shape. These are my beefsteaks starting to fruit. So behind me I planted a row of first early potatoes, and they were red Duke of York. As you can see, the foliage has all turned yellow. That's an indication that, well, it should be an indication that they're ready for harvest. So let's take a look and see how they've done. I was just about to harvest. I've just turned these over and I've realised something. These are not red Duke of York. So I have a feeling what has happened is I've either yeah, I had them in, when I was planting them out, I had them in containers, and I just literally just whacked a note on there with a label, and I think I've switched the labels. So I have a feeling, I mean, these are, to me, these are unmistakably Charlotte, which is a second early, which is fine. In fact, to be honest, this size is perfect. But I have a feeling these are Charlotte, which means this row here must be Red Duke of York. Well, I'm going to try and turn over a little bit in there as well and have a look. And these are also, they look like Charlotte to me. So it looks like Dobbies, because I was in one of the, I picked these from one of those sort of open areas where they've just got baskets full of potatoes. I think in the garden centre the labels must have been switched, because yeah, I was thinking they didn't look very red, but sometimes when you pick seed potatoes they don't look like the actual potato. They, I mean, usually if I gave it a bit of a clean I would have known that they weren't red potatoes. But that's okay. That is all right, because I like Charlotte anyway. It is one of my favourite potatoes. So these are all from 3 plants. So yeah, so I have, so there's one, 2, 3. There's a little bit there. So yeah, 3 plants. Yeah, even when the foliage was growing on these plants, I was thinking, they don't look as dark as the foliage on Red Duke of York. So yeah, I had a little bit of a hunch then, but I wasn't sure. So yeah, it looks like there's been a label that has been switched, but these are Charlotte. And to be honest, I'm really impressed with that harvest, because I'm going to leave the rest in, because I'm going to let them grow a little bit. But this harvest for new potatoes is brilliant.